All right, November 29th. It's now 12:35 a.m. Central Standard Time, and looking to take my what is this, fourth trade of the night. The first one was recorded. The next two were not recorded. I can go through them real quick while this is developing. So pretty much got short here in the beginning of the night. Exited that on this move up right here. That didn't look too promising. So what's interesting there was, on the down move took maybe, 10 candles. On the up leg, 2 candles, entire move was wiped out at that point. It was pretty obvious there was some buying interest there, right? So, price kind of consolidated a little bit. Didn't really have any interest there. And on the close of this bar right here, entered short. And so the reason for that was, this outside bar here on the 5-minute, and that was enough to, in my opinion, entice sellers off this resistance again, because we were not able to break this swing point. So put a stop above there initially, about 10 pips stop. As price moved down, I was targeting that 46 level, but I noticed price came into here and briefly tagged my level here, which is 51. So quickly I kind of looked back here and trying to figure out where this level is coming from, and that's just this swing point here, this swing point here. And it turned out that was what the market was watching, as opposed to this extreme down here, and we had a nice trampoline effect off of that. So again, exited that one for a 3-pip loss as well. And at that point we put in this hammer candle, which is pretty good size, 10-pip hammer candle, solid close on there. And you can see on the 15-minute similar story. And so right in the closer entered long. If we can get some sort of a correction here, into a swing point, like even if it's all the way down here, and we see some buying after that, I like to enter a second position. I think this is, I'm pretty confident about the setup right here. I think it's pretty high probability that we do, continue higher. And looking at the hourly, I guess the next target after, if assuming this is breached, is going to be this next trend line, which is up at around 83. So looking at 80 for a profit target, and if we take a quick look at, I'm not sure if it's, can't really see it on, you can maybe look at a 5-minute, and get a better idea of what's going on there. A little bit more data you can pull up. So on the 5-minute here, if we take a look, you can see there's a supply zone up here. So, that would be a good area to consider taking some profit. And so that's what we're targeting, right? This is about 85 right here. We'll have to exit our trade around 80 and, book about 20 pips and, potentially call it a night. But I actually know with a couple losses in the beginning, the spread's a little bit wide, so we're down about 9 for the night. And if we got 20, that'll put us up 9, need about, shoot for about 15 to 20 pips a night. Within one more trade, a solid setup that appears, we'll take it. Otherwise, we'll just kind of sit on our hands, and that'll be it. It'll be a 9, 10 pip night, which is okay. You take what the market gives you and you roll with that. So this is kind of progressing here. I don't want to be too tight on my stop. I feel very confident about this trade. It's in direction of the trend. Nice little reversal here. Only thing to keep in mind is we do have news at 1 o'clock, and it's 12:40 now. So, keep that in mind, and we will adjust accordingly as the time approaches. All right, so this is our decision. 12:55 here. 5-minute news. I got fill on my second entry as well. So, that pretty maxed out on position. Um, I mean, I still like this trade. You can see we had that initial hammer candle, a nice push down, to a price where I could justify adding a second position. It was a risk to reward. So the second position got in right here at this level. Again, stops are a little low here, and gonna wait and see how this pans out. Now, the thing is, normally I wouldn't trade news, but I'm comfortable with the setup, um, and I'm also okay with the risk. I've accepted, um, the potential to take a full loss on both these positions, and my risk is in check. So, with those two things tucked away, I can approach this trade with a good mind and just trade the price action. But so far from what I see on these time frames, lower time frame, again, this is a pretty big movement. To see recovery, this is a good start, but I have no idea. Because nobody knows what's going to happen in the next minute. Um, Looking at it from a perspective of the 5-minute chart, you can see some more demand in the big zone. As well as 2-minute charts, longer wicks, and then on the hourly, we have much resistance, but significant off that level yet. So that suggests there still is some buying pressure in here, and I think this number is really going to set the pace. 3 minutes in. So I'll pause and I'll resume the number, and kind of see what happens. So about 10 seconds until the number comes out. And, we should beat up quickly. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to make a run for the lows on a 1 minute here. Number should be in the market right about now. There we go. Let's see if they take out that low. If they do, then I'd be out of my trade. Give it a few minutes for the market to adjust the number. So I guess while we're waiting, one thing I kind of want to talk about is, the markets, treating the market as if they're a live auction. Because the reality is that's what they are, right? You're valuing something. In this case, the euro. You have buyers and sellers, and trying to decide what's a fair price. I'll buy at this and I'll sell at this price and place that price. And for me, it's for me, I come from a math background, engineering background, and a lot of things are approached from a mathematical formula. A problem with the nature, and it's making the transition to trading. One thing to consider is that it's not a math problem. It's just people's opinions. It's what they think something is worth, and based on that, they'll adjust their position and their their prices accordingly. So when you start to realize that you start to realize psychology behind the markets and who's getting hurt where and who's making money where. And that's just a great way to, I guess, to really start to understand the markets and get in sync with the flows. So this number here, it hasn't really done too much. We're about 2 minutes past the number. The market is just kind of standing still. We're at the low of the range, which is troublesome, for the bulls, obviously. If it's at the low, there's going to be quite a few stops sitting under there. You know, a lot of times what happens is they will spike it, low, low, wipe out the stops, and drive it back the other way. Now, you know, in this case, I'll be a victim of that because my stop is very close to the swing point right here. The reason was because when I entered up here, um, you know, this was an extreme point. You can see the magnitude of selling coming in here, and you know, the bounce off of that. So, you know, a lot of times when you're entering at an extreme point where a lot of people do get something to get hurt, you know, not to worry about um, if that point being retested again, because if it does happen, then there's obviously bigger issues. You know, this is like one of those cases. So we'll see what happens here. Give it a few more minutes, and you know, if we're going to see buying, it should happen in the next few candles. You can see they're setting up their, you know, a couple bull candles and some wicks on the downside, and yeah, I mean, just fun to watch. So I'm going to pause it for a bit, come back to it, and you know, chances are we're wrapping things up, but we'll see. All right, so the market was not content with the price that we were setting above there, and we did manage to break down. Took out my stop here, so I'm out of this trade. You know, still watching. Um, you know, like we spoke about, waiting to look for, you know, if that does occur. You know, if and you know when we do see that bounce, what I'm looking for is, you know, something that suggests, okay, well, it's actually a legitimate bounce, which would be a break of the reference, the selling reference, and this, you know, in essence, this near-term trend line. Um, and you know, the trade would be to get long off of that. Now, and the other thing to keep in mind here is that we are coming into this level right here, which was a level that we initially targeted on our first trade. So, you know, it's interesting to see if we had just held on to that, you know, would have been happy camper right now. That's where that trade-off comes in. I mean, you have to think about, okay, am I going to, you know, cut my losses early on this? And you know, something else in the market develop, or am I going to, you know, potentially, you know, let it stop me out in full and see if it runs? So, you know, in the first case where we were short, we tried to cut our losses because of what the market was telling us in the near term, and you know, that turned out to be I mean, you know, a bad decision. Obviously, we did hit our target before we hit our stop, and on the long side, we decided to, you know, take the full loss and potential for a run up. You know, in my opinion, that was the better trade. You can see, you know, that. So a little balance there. You know, you live, you learn, and let's see if we can, you know, make back some pips tonight. If not, that's okay. We'll come back another night. But you know, just waiting now, probably waiting for London to open up and see which way we want to drive this thing. So. Um, yeah, you know, thanks for watching, you know, this segment of it, and you know, happy trading out there. Be safe, I guess. But as we're speaking, closing out here, you can see that we're starting to perhaps, um, you know, see some late buying here. So, you know, just a quick stop out everybody here, and then you know, some buying pressure. But again, you know, this is too soon to tell. Couple candle closes here, breaking this trend line, maybe a nice little bullish candle, then we can, you know, telling a different story. But it's important to watch moves closely and not be hasty on entries. So, anyways, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there.